creativity is a child of playfulness. Remember when we were small and as a kid we always wanted to just go and play without having any agenda that you wanted to be the best basketball player, without having any agenda that you wanted to be the best cricketer on the ground. But the whole idea was playfulness. Now what happens as we tend to be growing up and as we get adult and we mature, society tells us that you should be somewhere and you should prove to the world who you are. But ideally, as long as you're not being your authentic self, that's definitely not going to happen. So most important thing before we think of creating something is, are you relaxed? Because we need to be in a relaxed state so that we can come from a really authentic self to be able to have that free and spare time to dwell within and to be able to see what is that you really want to do. And what if the answer is probably you don't want to create anything? Probably you just want to sit and relax and just be in your own zone. Probably you just want to be just in a state of I am. So I've been reading this book on Nisargadatta Maharaj, I'm That. And he tells clearly that every single thing that you think who you are is just a thought. The way how you perceive the world is a thought. The way how you perceive your own self is a thought. So clearly, you're just basically some aggregation of all the thoughts, of all the masks that we have had, as sense of conditioning, and all these things are said over and over again. But if we could just sit quiet and just be quiet and just listen, and we start from listening, and then you get back and further back, and from that sense, there's no listening. You're just being. You just stay there, and that's beautiful because that's the true healing. That just takes you to an absolute state of presence, and probably that is now. Because I've been having lots of questions in my mind before. With a monkey mind that I have, I used to think a lot on, is there really a difference in consciousness in I am or in presence, like Eckhart Tolle says, the now moment? But truly the answer is no, because all of that is one. You're just being. And probably chances might be that in the now moment, your mind might be very turbulent and the situations are too chaotic or whatever. That tends to happen to everybody who's born. So we don't need to run away. Just stay with that, because that too shall pass. And everything is so transient. Everything is so much constantly in a state of past. Everything is just passing moment. So if you could just be able to see that and just be with it. And probably if you feel like crying, cry. If you want to get mad, get crazy. That's not a thing. If you want to take a shower, go do that. Whatever works. If you want to relax yourself a bit, do whatever seems to work for you. Probably just want to have a coffee, go to the best cafe that you like and enjoy if you like it. But the whole essence is to be absolutely staying in your authentic self. Can we do that? And if we can't do that, which also is not you who thinks that it's I'm going to, it's not a thing of will. It just is. It's just automatic. So there's no way by which by force or by will you will come back to your authentic state. The Ramana Maharishi says that initially a seeker must have a lot of willpower. But that's the case if you are like a wood which is put in rain. So a wet wood would definitely not catch a lot of fire. But if you are a dry wood, it just picks up the fire, just like that. So it's absolutely essential that we self-study ourselves. Because what is the other choice? If you don't, you might be just driven by external things and you know for sure that will not give you joy. Like I say that, but I myself do that, thinking probably that nice pad thai in that nice restaurant will give me a lot of joy. And I go out and I eat that and I enjoy that. Of course, it's far delicious than what I cook at home. But then what? After a while, it's just digested and then you're just like, oh, what's next? And next thing is also being okay and being comfortable with the unknown. And this I've heard a lot many times. But I do know that truly when you are stuck with the unknown on the face, but if you look close, probably you don't have a choice. None of us have a choice. And I think that's what makes it beautiful. Because if you knew everything that's going to happen, probably life would be boring. So we can just keep moving and drifting and doing things what we like. Because all these ways of hustle culture and trying to be an achiever and being a billionaire and a millionaire and whatever, well, if that excites you, go for it. It doesn't excite me. Anyhow, people do whatever they want to do. But the idea is just to be in a state of relaxation, and probably it's just like you're going, it's a play between the light and the dark. When you're too much tired and dead fighting in the day, you just get back to the shadow. And probably that's why the duality is two, and Advaita talks about one, but from that one comes two, so that's why it's a play of three, the Trinity. So basically, if you are going from the light to the dark, that's to relax. And then chances are that people do get bored, right? Like, how long do you want to be in this state of rest? And then you do get back into the action zone, imagining that it's you who's doing, but you are not the doer. That's the most important thing that all the leaders have talked about, that Krishnamurti has talked about, that Nisargadatta Maharaj has talked about, that Ramana Maharishi has talked about. You are not the doer. Because you who think is the doer is the I within. But who's that I? And if you look close and if you turn your awareness inside, there's no I. Because you're not this body, you're not the thoughts, you're not who you think you are, you're not the feeling, the sensations, because all of this is perceived. So everything that you can perceive is not you. For example, I can perceive this crystal, so I'm not this crystal. I can perceive this ring, so I'm not this ring. I can perceive my nails, I can perceive my teeth, I can perceive my eyes, I can perceive my thoughts, so none of these is I. I can perceive my feelings, so that is also not me, myself. So the trouble is, why do you then get caught up with the thought and the feeling? And the answer is, it's our attachment. Because it's needless to say that you're only attached to pleasure, you are equally attached to pain. You love your suffering. I love my suffering. So when there's a pain in the physical body, or there's a pain in your mind, or there's something that that tends to, a noise in the back of your head that says, oh, you will lose that. Oh, if you're so much free, you're going to have nothing. And probably that's the whole idea behind freedom. What is freedom? You can't be holding on to things and say, I'm free. No, of course not. Because then it's like saying you are tying yourself to a chain and you're trying to say, I want to be free. That's not going to happen. So stop fooling yourself. You know that pretty well. All of us know that. The only thing is, we want to have a balance. We also want to be free and also want to hold on to things. And Nisargadatta Maharaj has told clearly, you cannot have two at the same time. It's like saying you want to have the cake and you eat it too. The problem is, we just want the joys of life and we don't want the miserable part of it. Everybody on the planet just wants to enjoy. Give me more. And it's a needless battle. It's never-ending thing. And once you have achieved all of that, there is a fear of it being taken away, which will be taken away by the laws of impermanence. Everything is impermanent. You have your family, you have your money, you have your health. Everything is bound to be lost by the laws of change, because we are born to die. And the only thing is, if we can stay in this awareness and if we can remember these facts, probably it will get very, very easier to go through life, knowing fully well, knowing and being aware of your own mortality. Of being aware that everything that you have will be taken away. Of being comfortable in the now with the fact that you have or you don't have. It does not matter. It just doesn't matter. And probably there are times you may not want to create. That's okay. Just be. There are times when you want to create a soft toy, you want to make a painting, you want to build a house, You want to get that new car. You want that girlfriend. Whatever. You want a child. Whatever. You want to sculpt a statue, probably with a clay dough. Whatever is that, or you want to make a lamp. You want to make a shoe. Whatever it is, it's all okay. But the whole idea is being you, and not just running around copying everybody else. That's stupid and unnecessary too. So be yourself. Thank you.